Katie and welcome back to my channel. Today is episode 1 on a new 4-part series on hybrid performance needle movers. What are the key training things that you need to nail down in order to become a better hybrid racer? In this series, we'll be talking about the key things that you need to nail down in order to become a better athlete. So first off, you can't build a powerful sports car if you're using a lawnmower engine. And that would be super weird to try to put a lawnmower engine in a sports car, but people try to do that all the time with their cardio. If you want to be a sports car on race day, then you have to be doing aerobic base building. That's the keystone to your training in building an aerobic base and a VO2 max that will get you to the results you want. And all that means, aerobic base training is when you train cardio below your anaerobic threshold. So for most people, that's what's called zone 2 training. For newbies or lesser trained individuals, that might creep up into zone 3 a little bit. So mainly that's going to be 60 to 69% of your heart rate max, or even into the lower 70s, 70%, 75, sometimes even up to 79, the higher end of that zone 3. It just depends on how much cardio training you've already done and how fit you are already. So this means long duration, steady state cardio training. It's not fun, it's not sexy, it's really boring actually, but it totally works. So let's look at why. So the first big mistake a lot of hybrid newbies make is they see the race, they see that it's very high intensity, and they say, wow, I need to train at high intensities, but that's not how that really works. High intensity training is really hard to recover from, and so when you're trying to do a hybrid training block that includes lifting, running, cardio, race-specific work, it's a lot of stuff in one program, and so recoverability is a huge thing we'll get into in a future video, wink wink. But for today, Zone 2 training is really easy to recover from, and it's one way to help build your aerobic base, which will be a huge springboard for all your other athletic endeavors. So varying the intensities of the cardio you do will help you recover well, and it'll help you adapt to the stimulus so you'll be able to learn, grow, and move forward. Instead of just doing HIIT all the time, beating your body up, and then tearing it down and not giving it enough time to recover, so you never really grow, you just constantly stagnate while you're beating yourself up for no reason. And aerobic base building will also help you build endurance, work capacity, and high-end output. The one really big deal, especially in longer races like Hyrox, is lactate threshold. The more you do this longer duration steady state training, the more your body will learn to recycle lactate so that it doesn't build up in the muscles, causing muscle fatigue during the race. Another one is mitochondria density. It's the powerhouse of the cell. So when you do more aerobic training, your body creates new mitochondria, and the existing mitochondria get more efficient at their jobs, meaning your body is able to better uptake and utilize oxygen, which means that your muscles will be able to work more efficiently. And it also improves peak performance by teaching your body to become more efficient at switching between fuels, energy systems, and it helps your body learn to deliver nutrients more efficiently to the working muscles, which will all help you at higher intensities. But that's a lot of sciencey kind of stuff, so if you want more of that, I have a video all about Zone 2 training up here you can check out. But the question you really want answered is, how do you train it? First off, if you're doing a ton of high intensity interval training, or you're constantly hitting your race paces or going your team's pace, let's dial that down a lot of notches. To get performance benefits, you really need to do at least 20, probably 30 minutes, all the way up to 120 minutes, 2 hours of Zone 2 work, at least once or twice a week. And for beginners, like I said, Zone 3 works too. As long as you're still under that anaerobic threshold where your breathing doesn't increase a whole lot and where you switch over to your different energy system, you should still be good. And if you're new to running and you can't stay in Zone 2 for running, I know that can be really, really difficult when you first start out, try to do cardio machines instead. That's a really easy, low impact option. It's better for your joints if you're doing, if you're brand new to running and things like that and you're not good at getting up high mileage yet, just do cardio machines. Do the road, do the ski, do the bike, do the air bike. Something along those lines where it's lower impact, you can maintain a lower heart rate, for a longer output, and then put on your podcast, your YouTube, whatever, because you know this stuff is really boring. And once you work up to the point where you can maintain zone 2 while running, then throw running back in the mix. And this is especially important during off season. So after Deka World Champs, or if you've already, finished your 2025 Deka season, or maybe you're still gearing up for Hyrox, for the peak season in Hyrox. This might be still preseason for you. In that off season and preseason, this is really important. Your base building should be between 70 and 80% of your cardio training during these phases. And then during competitive season, it depends on you and your program that you're following, but that can be anywhere between 40-60% of your cardio programming in season, which means slow runs, long sessions, and lots of great listening time. So down in the comments, let me know what your favorite podcast is, what your favorite audiobooks are right now, anything along those lines, because I love some good Zone 2 recs. Let's share them down there. But that's all I've got for you for this video. I've also got 3 resources to help you in your hybrid training. First up is my freebie, the Ultimate Race Day Packing List, which will make sure that you never forget a race essential again. Second is my download Race Day Ready to help you plan your strategy, track your race stats, and help you gear up for your next race. And third is my program Hybrid Strength. If you want more guidance on how to put all these pieces together in a formalized program, I've got you covered. I've done the hard work so you can take the guesswork out, show up to the gym, have your workout on your phone, and go to town. So if you want to learn about Hybrid Strength, check it out up here. And other than that, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!